Hey, what's going on, Betty? Just got set up. Had a little bit of trouble getting some bait, but we finally got set up. Not exactly where I wanted to set up because the sun glare is like horrible on the land, so I had to kind of move around a little bit. So I'm actually gonna just one rod I just threw. I'm gonna actually readjust it real quick. Hey, what's going on, Steve? Mosley, off the res. Kelly, Reese Elder, how we doing? Dale, how we doing? John Boy, let's get this scroll back up. Yeah, my first trip for the Mississippi this year. I went to old Baldwin Lake a handful of times, a couple times, and a couple smaller bodies of water after crappie and stuff. And this is my first blue cat trip on the river this year. So the river's on a little bit of a rise. So had a little problem getting bait. So all my bait holes were froze up. Had to bust ice and stuff to get into this couple of bait holes. So it took me a little while longer. Could look like across the country, the bite's been starting to pick up. Chad had his tournament, second half of his tournament yesterday, and it seemed like everybody was doing really, really well yesterday. So beautiful day. It snowed like crazy here yesterday, but the the ground temperature was so warm, it never stuck. I figured I'd grab the rods and come and hit the river for 2 or 3 hours or maybe longer. See how these things are hitting. Off the red, I've got some shad and carp I was able to get, and I had a pack of chicken I had froze in the freezer from all last weekend's tournament. Me and Josh Dunnigan finished the first half of a couples tournament. I had it left over, so I brought it out today. And that's actually the rod off to the left of the screen there is what it's got on it. These other two, I've got shad on it right now. The Mad Cats, I've got a headpiece and body section. The second one, I've got body sections on. So, see if these suckers hit. Kelly, I didn't even, be honest, I didn't even ask. This was kind of a last minute deal. And I thought there might have been a possibility I have to work today. So but didn't have to. So I scrambled around here about 2 or 3 hours ago and started getting my gear together. And like I said, I had to come up with some bait. I mean, I've got some bait froze, but I'm really trying to hang on to it in case, when things get froze up. And well, the weather here in Missouri, it's just been absolute crazy. First last week, we had freezing temperature, below zero. Midweek, got back up in the 50s. In a week, it rained, dropped down below freezing again, then got warm again. And then finally, the temperature dropped off. Friday started dropping off, and it snowed like crazy yesterday. And it stuck around for a little while, but like I said, the ground temperature was so warm, the snow just didn't stick around. Germany, yeah, it's definitely. If I was on the upward side of the dike, oh my gosh, that wind is ripping. It is bitter, but I'm on the leeward side of this thing, and it actually ain't bad at all. Quite a bit of debris floating around there. It's all that snow melt and everything coming from the upriver. So I figured maybe these cattle hit along the water temperature is not too severe. I'm kind of downside my baits a bit today, trying to go a little smaller presentation than I normally do. See if that'll help us out here. I've got two of them out in the main current right here. I've got this one thrown over in the slack water, and I may end up picking this one of them up, and getting into the back on this current seam. Actually, I may do that. I'm gonna go ahead and reel that second one in. I'm gonna get it on the current seam. I've got one out in the main current already. All right. All right, boys and girls, let's see how this plays out. I almost went to another spot slightly down the river, but wanted to give this spot a shot a while though. I think the spot downriver has a higher concentration of fish, but there's a lot of small stuff. So I had my fill of catching dinks after last Saturday's tournament. I think me and Josh ended up catching like 46 or something. And I'm actually doing a live stream this coming Saturday over at Ballin again. But I'm going to have Josh, the weekend angler. I'm going to have Fishing and Freedom, Real Gals Fish, Danny Stone Outdoors, and possibly Avid Fisherman, all fishing with me in one live stream. So that ought to be a good time. Yeah, when I left the truck, the temperature gauge said 27 degrees, so still a little brisk out. Water is like crazy muddy. Even by rivers standard, it's super, super muddy. All that snow that did hit yesterday, it melted right off and rolled off into the river. So I'm sure the water temperature is probably crazy, crazy cold. Might be getting here, guys. It's starting to flex up a bit here. Let's see if it's starting to go down like something was working on it and pop back up. Or a bad thing about a lot of times in winter like this, they go hit, just barely, barely, barely just load that rod up sometimes. And when you're in heavy current, it can be really tricky to catch some of these hits in the winter. Animal bro, hey, how we doing? Getting no, I just literally got set up. What's going on, Cujo? Cook up some, make a nest. Yeah, my buddy Cujo's and he's my brother from another mother. We used to hit this river all the time when we was kids. And man, we'd catch some little bitty eating size blue cat. I mean, we'd make a fire right there on one of these dikes and we'd cook them up. And we used to spend all night out here on these dikes. We'd drag up piles of willow branches, make it like a little nest, and just kick back and fish all night. That Cujo bow season's over now, buddy. It's back to fishing now. I seen a good one yesterday evening. I seen a real good one yesterday evening. Hey, what's going on, Aaron? Yeah, I've got one rod out here in the main current, one on that current seam, and one that's a little bit of an eddy right here. Give them a little while, I may end up taking a rod and slinging it back up on the backside of this dike up in the slacker water. Some, like I said, the river's on a little bit of a rise now. The water is super, super cold. Sometimes the fish will move back up into that slacker water. What's going on, Jason Lamb, Tim Molina, Ambro? How deep is it there? Water on the main out here in the main channel. I've got about 50 foot of water, and right out in front of me, I'm in about 40 foot of water right here. Tim Molina, yes, everything. I had a heck of a time getting bait. Coming over, I had to actually bust a hole around this one culvert. I get bait and let the current kind of take the ice away. That I was able to throw net. I didn't get a lot of bait, but I got enough. So I got some shad, got a few shad, a couple carp, and I've also got some chicken with me today. So I've got bait froze up at the house, but I'm really, really trying to save it just until I know like late January, February. Seems like in this part of the country when we really, really get our really cold, cold weather. So be nice to kick off the year in the river. So it's a nice blue today. I almost got up early this morning, and I didn't think I was gonna have to work. I was gonna had to ball and just to fool around, catch a bunch. But I wanted to get over here in the river, maybe try to get into something with some size. I'm thinking here in the near future, I want to make a trip to Pirates Lake over in Illinois. It's around Pekin, Illinois. It's a pirate plant. Like you don't catch the numbers of cat like you do over balls, but man, there is some absolute giants in there. So that's gonna be one of my trips here shortly. It's about 3.5 hours for me one way. First trip of the year, got skunked. Yes, dang. Well, it's early yet. First couple trips I took, Jason, I went to Baldwin. Did went with my daughter. We caught about 20 or so. Then, of course, last weekend we was in the first round of Chad's tournament. And me and Josh ended up catching 46. But nothing of any size, though. Hey, what's going on, Chad? That's what I'm hoping. After watching Trophy Seekers yesterday in retirement, Chad, well, that gets the guy fired up right there. Pair of 50s in one trip. Man, oh man. Yeah, Jason, I know. Uh, wow. Okay, Jason. Well, heck, I'm going to get a hold of you then. Try to get a hold of you. I don't know if you do Facebook or anything, but whenever I do head to Pirates, I'll get a hold of you and see if you want to go. I know that place is a really hit and miss. I was going to go out yesterday, but yesterday was the last day of our Missouri bow season. And I wanted to take advantage of it. I did get out yesterday evening and seen a real nice buck right at dark, but wasn't in range. Husky, I am, that going north. Let's see, I'd be north of Cape Dorado is where I'm at. I'm out on a wing dike down around the 76th area. That helps you out, Jason. Off the res, like I got probably about 50 to 60 foot of water out here in the main channel off the end of this dike. And then right there, I got this one rod off to the left. There's about 40 foot of water. Albert Lewis, thanks for coming in. Yes, Cujo, I went to the public. I was gonna go out to our ground, but for me and you hunt, but didn't have time. So I went to the that little piece of public I've been hunting quite a bit this year, and got a lot of got a lot of stuff coming up here next week or so. I've got tomorrow night. Mark from Catfish Crappie had me on. The next Saturday, I've got that big live stream with Weekend Angler, uh, Fishing the Freedom, Danny Stone Outdoors, and Real Gals Fish, and possibly Avid. And then Sunday night, uh, Abbott is doing a show about a bunch of Mississippi River guys. There's going to be several guys that fish the Mississippi River. I can't remember exactly all who's going to be on the panel, but that's going to be a pretty good show, too. Mike's Fishing Home, how are we doing? Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Well, if any of y'all's into bass fishing, have to check out Husky Outdoors. He's a good close friend of mine, but he's a hardcore bass fisherman. Yeah, Husky, I've been, oh my God, been fighting. I had a sinus infection for, oh my God, a couple weeks and fighting that. It didn't help. Working everything, working around all the cold plants and everything sure didn't help. And yeah, I had there for about 3 or 4 days. I couldn't even like hardly talk at all. And I'm sure the temperature yo-yoing up and down has not helped at all. Oh, did it, Cujo? Okay, nice, nice. All right, I'm gonna pick up this one rod and I'm gonna throw it more and more up in the slacker water. See what happens. Hey, Uncle Josh, how we doing, buddy? All right, let me adjust this rod so you guys see it. Just gotta mess around here next little while. Just gotta keep readjusting these baits. Maybe try to find that sweet spot. Sometimes this time of year you've got to literally get that bait right in their wheelhouse, or else they won't take it. I'm on the Mississippi, but I work oh these power plants. I was up around on the Missouri River the other day, and that thing was loaded with ice, just loaded with ice. But it cleared out after a couple days. But got all that cold water dumping into here, so it really brings the water temperature down in this area. So no, Cujo, I didn't go that far down, buddy. I didn't go that far down. These fish will surprise you sometimes. In a dead of winter like this, you get a good sunny day like this. Sometimes they'll move up into a shallow water. I've got a spot several miles up river that I'm thinking about. Might give this a little while longer, but I may end up packing up and heading up here. It's off the main bank, and it can be really, really good sometimes. But sometimes my service is questionable. Uncle Josh, my rod and reels, I have, let's see, two outside rods over here are Uncle Lou's, medium heavies. This outside rod is a Mad Cat Orange Crush, and they are all paired with Abu Garcia 6500 Catfish Specials. Fishing Mid Tennessee. Hey, thanks for coming in. Where river I am on the Mississippi. Hey, Texas Tiger, how we doing? Yeah, my area here, I've got the Mississippi, which is really close to me, and I have the Kaskasky River, which is not too bad. About 45 minutes I can be there. But as far as live stringing anywhere in the Kaskasky, it's pretty pretty sketchy because service is not that great. But I will be doing several videos this year off the Kaskasky. I'm going to get my kayak out there and do a lot of drift fishing on the Kaskasky this year. Oh, dang, Kelly, snowing on you? Wow. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of the snow anymore. I mean, I love it for hunting and stuff, but as far as working at it and stuff, not a fan. But usually late January and February is usually when we seem like we get most of our snow here in southeastern Missouri. Yes, Jason, it is excellent fishing. Not just for the catfish too. I mean, it's really good for the white bass and largemouth and everything else. And, yeah, I'm gonna do a lot of fishing this year in the Kaskasky. Try to get a few more flathead videos out this year. Most everything I've got out has always been channel cat or blue cat or the oddball flathead thrown in, but I'm gonna really try to concentrate on some flatheads this year. I have another hunting video coming out here the next day or so, bow hunting videos. So a little variety to the channel. Official Holic, how we doing? Thanks for coming in. Bugman, how we doing? Yes, at least it is sunny. Yeah, yesterday morning, got up early. It was spitting ice, sleet, then it started snowing. And it pretty much stayed did that all day. And like I said, then it just ended up the surface temperature just wasn't down enough on the ground for the snow to stick around and it melted. But I know northern Missouri, they got a lot of snow that's stuck. Hey, real time, how we doing? Come on, kitty, kitty. Actually, might give this spot about an hour and a half or so, and then an hour or so, and then I may end up packing up and start a new live stream on a spot upriver. It's off the main bank, but it's some really super deep water, real tight to the bank, and there's a nice big eddy right on the edge of it that goes into a flat. So, what's going on, Chris? Hope you're feeling better, buddy. Looked like you were feeling a lot better yesterday when you and Telly was out there fishing. Boy, every once in a while that wind whips around the corner of this dike and woo, a little brisk. But I'm on the leeward side of this thing, and it actually feels pretty good. Well, y'all know winter just started, but man, I am ready for spring already. Hey, Dave, what's going on? Buck Williams, how you doing? It's that point right now. The river and some of the creeks are the only thing open up around here, but the ice is like just a skim ice. So on the pond and lakes, so you really can't get out there and fish. So you're pretty much limited to the just the rivers and creeks right now. Now, if the pond and lakes would freeze up, I try my hand at doing some ice fishing. We'll need one of these rods to get smacked. Let's see, we've been here right at 46 minutes, and so far not even a bump yet. Ooh, ooh. We getting here, guys. All right. All right, Uncle Josh. Thanks for coming in. Pickle batter. How we doing? So far, we haven't even had a bump. So far, we haven't been here quite an hour yet, but haven't even had a bump. Like I said, if this don't pan out here a little while, we may end up uh, packing up and heading to a different spot off the main bank. Where I know there's a really good deep hole. Come on, fishy. Did good at this spot back in November. Caught a few pretty decent fish right in this area this past November. December, let's see, I had one day I did pretty decent, but then I haven't had since mid December. I haven't had a whole lot of chance to fish. When I did, I was heading to a power plant lake and catching a lot of fish, just no quality. Hey, Bluegrass State of Mind, thanks for coming in. Oh, got a little bump there. Come on now, hit it. Rod that I've got out in the main from the main current scene just got bumped a little bit. No real loss. Hey, thanks for coming in. Yeah, no real loss. It's been a little bit. See, last live I did was probably, oh my goodness, about a couple weeks ago, 2, 3 weeks ago, I guess. But I've got a. I was telling these guys a little bit ago. I've got a. Oh, hang on a second. Sucker might be getting ready to hammer. Getting a hit on this rod right here. Well, while waiting for him to hit it, I've got it live coming up this coming Saturday. It'll be 9 a.m. Central Time. I'll be fishing Power Plant Lake, but I'm gonna have Josh, the weekend angler, with me, fishing in Freedom, Danny Stone Outdoors, Real Gals Fish, and possibly Avid Fisherman, and we will be fishing a power plant lake. We'll all be lined up, and it ought to be an interesting live. That spot is known for like high numbers of fish, so it could get really interesting. Well, he popped it a couple times, but then he just never did come back to it. That was on shad body sections. Come on, fishy, hit it. got my baits downsized pretty good, so I think if it was a smaller fish, at least be able to get in his mouth, you know. He's still bumping a little bit, just tapping a little bit. Oh, y'all, we need a big kitty for to start off the Mississippi River season. Now, there were a lot of a lot of folks catching fish yesterday in Chad's tournament from all over the country, and everybody was fighting the wind and the weather yesterday, and looks like, well, trophy seekers, holy cow, they caught a 53 and a 54, I believe, during Chad's tournament, and there was a lot of fish caught over 5 pounds yesterday. I know Stand 3 was live this morning, and they watched them guys a little bit. They were catching them up there in the Potomac. They were catching several of them. They was out in the boat, and they were doing really, really well this morning. Oh, oh, do it again. Just tapping on it. Just won't take it, though. Come on, sucker. Take it down. Well, I got some shad out here. Something flipping around out there. That's encouraging. Got bait, you know. Give that rod just a little bit longer. I might have to reel it in, make sure he didn't strip them little body sections off. The shad I got on there. Picked my rod to get hit. That one's got a head and body section. I'm getting a hit on this Mad Cat. Something's been kind of tapping around on it for a little bit now, but not taking it. I've got chicken on this rod over here. One I've got thrown back up in the slack water. Might reel it in here a little bit and put a fresh piece of yard bird on it and chunk it back up there and up in that slack water. Maybe get lucky, get a channel cat on that one or something. Hey, Alan, how we doing? Thanks for coming in. All right, I'm gonna put some fresh bait in that one rod while I'm waiting on this other rod. See if the fish will decide to come back and hit. Hey, Brad, what's going on? Brad has been really, really slow so far. Hey, Lisa, I see I've been here right in an hour now, and I was getting a hit on this outside rod with body sections, and he hit it a few times, and that has been it so far. Kicked around the idea, maybe give this like another half hour or so, and I may end up picking up and heading to a spot upriver on the main bank where I know there's a real super, super deep hole right off the bank. So if I do that, I'll end up shutting this live stream down and I'll restart it once I get up there. But we're gonna give this just a little bit. Yeah, at least I can't stay away from these rocks. Yep, northeastern Missouri angler. Yeah, out here trying to see if we can get on a big one. Out here in this deeper off these wing dikes. Last couple trips, I've been hitting a power plant lake and been catching a lot of fish, but just nothing no size. So I wanted to get out here in the river and try to get into a good one. Getting fresh bait was a bit of a struggle today. Had to bust ice out around this culvert pipe when he was bottom ground just to get the throw net in there and was able to get a few shad and a couple carp after I did that. Yeah, I know Northeast Missouri Dockery sent me a picture yesterday, and man, oh man, it looked like he had about 6 or 7 inches of snow on the ground. And with that point around here where the ponds and the smaller lakes are kind of got like just a thin glazed ice on them. So you really can't get them. So if a guy wants to fish, you're going to have to hit a creek or a river right now. Yeah, we had snow. It snowed like crazy here yesterday, and it just didn't. The ground temperature was too warm. We probably should have ended up with probably 2 or 3 inches, but the ground temperature. Well, it rained like crazy all Friday night into early Saturday morning. And then so when it was snowing, I mean it was like snowing like crazy. It was like melting like soon as it hit the ground. Which the roads were really sketchy last night because the water started freezing on them and had to make a run in the town last night. And there were a few times the truck kind of got squirrely on me. Hey, what's going on, Lyle? I have no idea what the water temperature is, but I imagine it's down there because like we're downstream from the Missouri River where it comes in, and the Missouri River just a few days ago was just full of ice. Then all that snow melted that we had, and what snow they have had at first got into the water. So I imagine water pretty brisk. So No matter how cold that water gets, the fish got to eat. Just won't eat as much sometimes. Mississippi has ice up that way. Dang, yeah. I figure it's just a matter of time before we start seeing chunk ice coming down the river. Seagulls are starting to show up down this way. Usually you don't. I mean, you'll see a handful of during the winter months, but once that ice starts getting closer, all the seagulls just show up in droves out here. There's actually quite a few of them flying up and down on the main channel right now. I worked up in Iowa for a handful of years on this project we had, and I fished the below Keokuk Dam a lot up there. And in the dead of winter, you get up there. You was starting in around February. If it wasn't ice, you really get into a lot of walleye. In the spring, summer months, I mean, the fishing was actually phenomenal behind the Keokuk Dam. Dale, Larry DeLong, thanks for coming in. Let's see. Yeah, Larry, I don't know what it is. I go back and check a lot of the channels I watch regular, and for some reason you subscribe to them and it don't stick sometimes. YouTube been really, really strange lately. All right, y'all, I'm gonna pull this outside rod in. I was getting hit on that thing earlier. Bumped it a few times. I got shad body section and wasn't real big chunks. It may have knocked them off, so we're gonna check it out. I had two little sections of body section, but he got one of them. So we're gonna get some fresh, put a fresh one on there. All right. Hey, what's going on, David? Yeah, the Keokuk Dam. I've caught some really nice flathead right below that the Keokuk. That section of the river up around like Fort Madison, there's some really nice channel cat in that section of river. Well, one thing, James would love it up there, all the dadgum silver cat down the Keokuk Dam. My daughters, when I was working up there, my wife and daughters would come up and every once in a while and come see me. And the girls always, they want to go fishing. I'd take them over there below the Keokuk. And if I gave them night crawlers, oh my gosh, it was insane the amount of drum a person would catch behind that dam. Yeah, Jason, I used to go. Oh my gosh, it's I can't even think of the name of the little town up there. Going down the Mississippi, had all the lily pads, and I used to get back in them little channels all the time, like off the river, and just clean up on channel cat in there. Then Des Moines River we were right there by the Des Moines River. Did a lot of fishing out of the Des Moines River. That's it, Jason. That's it. Nabu. Yeah, because there's a big Mormon community over there. And Jason, I know you're a big deer hunter. Gosh darn, there was some monster deer. Never did get a chance to hunt in that area, but I did a lot of shed hunting. And dang, picked up some big antlers in that area. Art, how we doing? Down East Tackle, how we doing? Thanks for coming in, guys. So far, it has been a struggle. It's a balmy 27 degrees here. Got the little river on a little bit of a rise for the next few days, so figured I'd come out and give it a shot. And I've only had one bump, little bump so far. I mean, outside rod out in the main current. That's been it so far. Local 336. Come on. Need a big takedown. Going to Mississippi below, farther south from here. With the Ohio and everything just below the Ohio, we're emptying in. It's blowed out of its banks, everything. It's flooded. Flooded like crazy down here. Down that way. Up this way, it's still really, really low. The one thing I will say I do like in this time of the year, if the river does get really, really low, I like to go into a lot of spots. I like to fish and take a look what cover and cuts and whatnot are exposed right now. So this spring, when the river comes up, you have an idea of what kind of cover you're dealing with, rock, logs, or whatever, So it can really be to a guy's advantage, especially this time of year to just take a walk around where you're fishing and stuff, look around like this spot, get all this heavy, heavy riprap on this far bank over here. It'll be a really good spot once the river when it comes back up. Because the spring here, a lot of times, you guys know how the rivers flood. Heck, I'll be fishing up in the trees up there, casting out this way. see how long we're here. Right an hour and a half. See, I'm thinking about picking up here in a little bit and head to a spot on the main bank upriver. It's actually below a boat ramp, and there's a really, really deep hole right there. I found this past year and caught a few pretty nice fish out of it. And I've been kind of wondering how to be during the wintertime bite, but I'm not sure what kind of reception I'm going to get. So if I head up there, I'm going to definitely try to go live again. But if I do, I'll let you guys know. I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to head up there. So we're going to give this just a little bit longer. Spot I'm thinking about heading to there's a sandbar just slightly above it. And there's some gentlemen up there, back in September. They were catching sturgeon. I mean, it was insane the amount of sturgeon these guys were catching. For about 2 3 weeks, they were throwing everything back, but it was crazy how many sturgeon these guys were catching. All about anything about a pound, about 3 pound range probably what they were catching mostly, but they were catching a ton of them. We've got the pallid sturgeon mostly here in the river, and they don't get real big. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, I said the S word. Small town, how we doing? Yeah, Mark, I was just telling her the spot up river here with a big sandbar. A lot of the local boys go up there and they catch them. When the it's been really low for the most part of this fall and winter. And back in September, they were catching the crap out of them little sturgeons. There's a deep hole. I've been thinking about relocating up there because I did I did really well up there back in late October, November. There's not a whole lot. I mean, there's a big eddy offside, but there's not a whole lot of current coming in this big hole. So I'm kind of wondering if it might be a good spot to check for some of these cats. So far, I've had one hit here. That has been it. Andy, how we doing? Mark, did you get out on the ice today? I know you were saying something about maybe trying to get out on the ice today. I did, but just drove by there loaded with people. Dadgummit. Tuesday, yeah, get out there during the week. They're gonna have all the folks out there. But that's one thing you definitely wouldn't have to worry about down here. When we do finally get like ice thick enough to fish on, there's really not anybody around here that ice fishes hardly. I mean, you'll see a handful of guys, but not very often. I mean, they're far and few between. Philip Williams, how are we doing? Thanks for coming in. Ready to dazzle? I don't know about dazzle anybody, Mark, but I'm sure we'll keep it entertaining though. Just got a big North bean and then green beans. Oh my goodness, that sounds delicious, Buck. Boy, it's hard to beat like a big pot of chili or uh, ham and beans this time of the year. Or homemade chicken noodle soup or beef soup or something this time of year. shorten that one up. Just made a little real super short cast up against the base of this dike. Let me see if that makes any difference. Eye candy, huh, Mark? Boy, ooh, I think you need to get your eyes checked, bud. Raising cane. My daughter absolutely loves that stuff, Mark. And I don't think I've ever ate there, but she talks about it all the time. And she absolutely loves it. So it's the best chicken ever, she says. Up there where she goes to college at, there's one pretty close by. She eats there quite a bit. And chicken the right way. Last winter, I did pretty good in the river on chicken. Not so much this year. Between the shad, the carp, chicken shad have definitely been a hands down favorite so far. $503 Aquatics. You're a new one to the live. Thanks for coming in. I think I'm going to freshen the bait up on the middle rod. I might try a piece of carp. I've got shad on these two rods right here, and so far not too much going on. So Well, I have a question for you. Go on gravel on live well aquarium. We're ready to move out and take all the bait fish in the water. Sounds like a heck of a job. Try to. I need to set me up a bait tank. It'll be great in the summertime, especially one of those last minute trips. Just be able to run out there and I can fill up a bait tank in a hurry, especially in the early spring or summer. I can hit a few of these spots, get a bunch of bullhead, green sunfish, and little carp. Some days you can go out there and get your bait really, really quick, and some days, oh my God, it's just like an absolute struggle. Just trying to get bait. No, Mark, not a fish yet. One, it has been insanely slow. I got one hit on the outside rod. I was on shad body section. So far, that is it. The one thing that's killing me, I think, the water's a little shallower here than it normally is than when I fish here in the winter, because usually the river's up about another, 8 to 9 foot in a spot. And it's really, really low. So that's why I've been kind of thinking about moving upriver to that spot off the main bank. Got some good water, but I don't know if I have enough signal to stream right there. Plus, now I'm kind of thinking, dang, when I get up there, how much time I got to have fish before it gets dark? May just wait to do that another day. Go up there when I have a little. When I got more time set up. I've never fished that spot. I'm thinking about going to ever in the winter. Real deal catfish, French fried taters. Got a live stream. We're planning on doing this coming Saturday on the 22nd. It'll be me, Josh from Weekend Angler, Richard from Fishing of Freedom, Stephanie from Real Gals Fish was Richard's wife, and then Danny from Danny's Channel and Outdoors, and possibly Avid may be coming. And we're gonna go to the Baldwin, and we're gonna start at 9 a.m. Central Time, and have everybody in one stream. It ought to be an interesting day. If the fish are hitting halfway decent, I think we can break 100 fish that day. It's gonna be good and cold this week, so the fish ought to be packed up in that area. So real deal. Can people do a live stream together without being a competition? Oh, definitely real. There's a lot of people do collaboration. Like I said, I'm doing that one with Josh, League Angler, Fishing Freedom, Danny Stone, and Real Gals, probably Avid. That's just it's gonna be a good time. It's just gonna be a real good time. Us just chilling out and just me and Josh have talked, and so have Richard. I think we're gonna keep a few fish next Saturday. That lake is just absolutely overrun with eating size blue cats. So I think we're gonna take a couple coolers with us. We're actually keep. I might keep a handful myself. And them guys gonna keep. I'm not sure what Danny's doing yet, if he's gonna keep any or not. But I think Richard and Josh plan on keeping some. Hey, Squirrel, how we doing? Mo Barrett, thanks for coming in. Big Mike. Mike, I ain't seen you live for a bit. I've been slacking myself though. Was sick there for a few days, and the work schedule got insanely busy. So this is my first Mississippi River trip of the year. I was having some serious withdrawals. Snowed in, Squirrel. Oh, dadgummit. We had a bunch of snow here yesterday, but the ground temperature was too warm for it to stick around. So I'm like, literally, as soon as it was hitting, it was melting. But now I know further north up in the state, they got quite a bit that stuck around up there. I know Northeast Missouri Anglers, he got a bunch. Dockery, he sent me a picture. He had a bunch of snow. My nephew, he lives up in Wentzville, just north of St. Louis, and he had a pretty fair amount. Yeah, so far the bite has been insanely slow. Good deal, Big Mike. Good deal. South Carolina got it shut down. We got like 5 inches. Wow. Yeah, Big Mike, I know you had been feeling under the weather, and I hadn't seen you live in a bit, so I figured you had to be pretty dadgum sick if you hadn't been fishing. Big Mike, I had the same thing there for a couple weeks. I had a bad like respiratory and sinus infection. Oh my goodness. Still worked every day, but god dang it was coughing and hacking and just my voice is still really hoarse yet. Buck wind with heavy snow, 6 to 12 inches, mix of snow, sleet, freezing rain. Rain expected 45 50 mile an hour. If I have to produce. Gee, criminy. That's going to be a rough one. Buck, you can keep that. I tell you what, the older I get, the more and more I get to where I hate the snow. I love to hunt in it, but that's about it. Yeah, Jason, ready for spring. That is for sure. Now, yesterday would have been the day to fish. That low pressure in, bluebird sky. I mean, there's not a cloud in the sky. It's high pressure today, so it's definitely got the bite slowed way, way down today. Oh yeah, Big Mike, I am so ready for spring, too, buddy. So ready for spring. I got a bunch of different spots I wanted to try this year, and don't get much far as a way of signal, but think I might be able to get some good videos out. I'm gonna fish this Kaskaskia River quite a bit this year in the kayak. Mm. Yeah, guys, I just recently hit 800 subscribers, and I want to tell you guys thank you very, very much for everyone that's subscribed so far. Gonna make that final push this year for about 1,000. But everybody that's subscribed and stuff comes into my lives, I want to tell you thank you very, very, very much. What up, guys? Fishing, how we doing? Powerton had a big shad kill us. I'm gonna blame her on. I know. Oh gosh. Hook catfish. He's made a couple of videos over there the last couple weeks. I mean, while he has been catching like crazy numbers, he's been catching some really solid fish out of there lately. Yeah, Jason, I'll definitely get a hold of you here. I'm planning on making a trip to Powerton before this winter's over with. Not sure when yet, but it's going to be in the near future. Mark said, been there 3 times, not going back. Mark, I know I've read the dadgum regulations and crap, and they said they don't allow kayaks on Piraten, but they do allow boats. And I just wonder, like, during the spring or summer, how dragon baits would be out there in Powderton. Because everything I'm reading, like it's average about 18 foot deep is what the average lake depth is. I didn't know if a guy could drag baits over there and get into some of them big blues. Rob, fuck, where's the fish? Well, Rob, right now they're in the water. It has been really, really slow. I've done well here in the past in the winter, but the river is down considerably lower than what it usually is this time of the year. So I'm gonna have to make if the river don't come up soon, I'm gonna have to make a couple of adjustments in where I fish. But with all the ice and everything in the upper Mississippi up north and everything, the Missouri River and all the snow they had up north, it won't be long. This river's gonna be it'll start rising, which I love fishing the river when it's high, but it can be a pain in the butt finding bank spots sometimes when the river gets high. Works great out there. Okay, I'm going to try LaSalle this year. I was wondering that, Jason. Man, I was just thinking, for most of them power plant lakes are the bottom is usually pretty consistent as far as structure and everything. And I was thinking dragon baits would probably be an insane way to probably get into some big, big fish. To this time of the year, it's just all about their running current, and which they've been. I guess they got the plant fired back up and been running. That's how it is over at ball and flower plant. Like you can go in the winter, if they're not generating uh, units, making power, you'll struggle. You will absolutely struggle. But if you get over there when it's bitter cold, like how it's been, and they're producing, you can just load up on eaters with occasional big one thrown in, but it's going to be a lot of eaters. I mean, there's big fish in there, but you got to get off. You've got to get offshore. And me and Josh was going to try last week on the Chance tournament. That was our plan, was to get offshore. But we had 30, 40 mile an hour winds, and it wasn't happening. Bites taking forever. I had to move to a spot yesterday to find them. Yeah, it's winter time, man. It's you've got to find where they're wintering holes and stuff a lot of times. And I found out when I was I think I was young, like in my 20s. Got into gigging here in Missouri. You got a lot of old dark streams that are crystal clear, and you can gig for rough fish like suckers and carp and stuff in the winter. And we'd get out in my buddy John boat and hit some of these creeks or a canoe and gig for suckers and stuff. And that is when I found out catfish winter up in the winter time, like hole up. Because there was a deep hole of water in this one section of the creek. And it absolutely blew my mind. Because you go out at night and use a spotlight, the lights to light up the bottom where you can gig these fish. And we pulled in this one hole, and there was the creek I was in. It just had channel cat and flathead. But the channel cat, they were just stacked in this one hole like cordwood, with a few big flatties mixed in too. And that just absolutely blew my mind back then. How you know catfish did that. it was a big learning experience. How far offshore shore about you need to get off at least about there's a ledge line out there. It's about 300 to 400 yards off the bank where it starts. There's a creek channel, kind of somewhat of a creek channel in that lake, and you get out of that and you get on that ledge. I found it. You said drifted all the time in the kayak, and you get on that ledge, you can get on some really really good fish. Big Mike says it started snowing there. Boy, you don't get too much snow there around Chattanooga. I want to get down there and fish with you, Mike, this year. It's been a couple. Well, it's been, let's see, 3 years since I've been to Chattanooga. We went down there to spend a week down there, and I fished there below the Cumberlands. I'm sorry. Check the Chick, and then I also fished below Nickajack. And the only thing I got on the Nickajack, I got into a bunch of uh, big stripers. I was at an Amazon store and found a bag of hooks for $5, like 100 hooks. Bag, I believe the hooks were 10 out. Dang, score! Heck of a score right there. I was coming home from work the other Friday, and I swung into our local tackle shop. They used to have a really good selection of catfish stuff, but it has just gotten horrible. There's hardly any catfish stuff, but they always got lead. I was picking up some lead and found a couple packs of 25 each of Gamakatsu number eights, 8-aughts. Needless to say, I snatched both of them up because they hadn't had any type of decent silver hooks in months. I've been having to order. Uncle Lou actually, I ordered some 9 and 10-aught from him, which I really like fishing using them 10-aughts out here in the river. So, like when I'm over at Baldwin and stuff, I like using them 8-aughts. Trophy seekers, how are you doing? Man, you all had a phenomenal day yesterday. Congratulations, guys. I 53 and a 54, I believe. Phenomenal day. Real beast. How we doing? Yeah, trophy cigarettes. There are a lot of folks made that comment. It's crazy you guys caught that caliber of fish and still lost the tournament. That's just yeah. You guys got on one fish like really quick. Then I know you had a little bit of a dry spell. Then towards the end there, you started getting on them pretty consistent. Yeah, I believe you guys though set the bar for the future Winter Blues tournament for the size fish though. I don't care what time of the year it is. Fish in the 50s, that's a dang good fish. Let's put a fresh bait on here. All right. Take down catfish. How we doing? Just adjusting a couple. Big rod is swung one way out in the main channel. And put one back in the current seam, and I got one with a little ledge out there. I've got one right off the edge of that ledge. So trying to move some stuff around, see if trying to change our luck. It has been an extremely slow afternoon. Had one hit earlier, but it wasn't much of one. Oh, excellent, Trophy. Awesome. All right, Mark, later, buddy. Thanks for coming in. Won't be too much longer. We'll be shutting her down ourselves here before it gets dark. Got a pretty good little walk out of here. But I know a lot of guys have been struggling lately in their lives. I know Chunky, gosh dang, he had several of them in a row. He wasn't doing any good, and that's just the way it goes in the winter sometimes. Don't get me wrong, fishing can be phenomenal in the winter if you can get on them, and you can catch some mega giants. I mean, Trophy Seeker showed that yesterday, and there's been several guys caught some really good fish here in the last week. Brian B's caught I know it's caught them. There's been a few other guys caught some really, really good fish in the last few weeks. Joshua, no, nothing yet. Got one hit earlier, and that was it. It has been really, really, really slow so far this afternoon. This particular spot, I think the river, I mean, it's quite a bit lower than it normally is. And I believe that's may have something to do with it. But Philip, you down out under the weather too? Man, everybody lately, it's just, it ain't been the COVID. It's been just, the flu and just stuff. I'm getting over I had like a respiratory infection for a couple, 2-3 weeks there, and I'm still really hoarse yet. Come on, Fishy. Give me one before I shut this thing down. Setting up, cracking eyes. I do have one rod of chicken. Yeah, far outside rod. I do have chicken on that one. But the other rod, I've got carp, body section of carp on the middle rod, and this rod here, I got a big body section of shad. So, kind of give them a little variety. For some of you guys that just come in here, I'll let you know on the next Saturday, 9 a.m. Central Time, we're going to be doing a live stream over at Baldwin Lake. It'll be me, Josh, Weekend Angler, Richard from Fishing and Freedom, his wife Stephanie from Real Gals Fish, and Danny Stone Outdoors, and possibly Aben may be coming over with us too. And we're all gonna set up. I'm gonna do a live stream off my channel. Everybody's gonna set up down along the bank here, and it ought to be a really, really good live stream. If their fish are hitting, I'm hope realistic. A hern fish could be definitely. There'll be a lot of eater size fish, but it is definitely possible. It could be a hern fish live stream if fish are hitting with it. If they like they have been the last couple times I've been over there. So it ought to be it'll be a really fun live stream. Mike Irwin, how are you doing? So we're gonna get over there and get set up. The gate gets powerful. They got a gate. The gate open today, but it's gonna take us a bit to walk up there. We got a pretty good walk to where we gotta get up there with a hot water discharge. It'll take us a few minutes to get set up, but we'll be rolling live by 9 o'clock. And like I said, it ought to be it ought to be an interesting live stream. And I know Richard's wife Stephanie from Real Gals, she has yet to catch a blue cat. So hopefully we can break her jinx there and get her on a blue cat. Josh from Weekend Angler, he's been struggling on that lake for the last few years, and he started fishing I think this year, and he's been doing really, really well over there too. So I mean, I know last Saturday we fished the first part of Chad's Winter Blues, and I think we ended up with 46, I believe. Big Mike, we're gonna go to Baldwin there, the Baldwin Lake. Hook Catfish, he goes to Powerton. Powerton, oh my gosh, you don't catch the numbers, but man, there is some big fish in Powerton. I am definitely making a run to Powerton this winter, but yeah, there'll be a lot of small. I ain't gonna lie, there'll be a lot of small fish, but there could be some big ones thrown in there. But I definitely see with that many people fishing on one live, it you could definitely do 100 fish is definitely possible. I know on a given day, just by myself, I catch on an average day anywhere from 15 to 30 on a just by myself on any given day over there fishing off the bank. So that many rods in the water, it ought to be interesting. Like I said, I think we're gonna keep some of them eaters and stock the freezer a little bit. Cause that lake, there definitely needs to be a bunch of them blues come out of there. There's way too many of them in there. Mo Barrett, see anybody fishing blues? I know they are south of Keokuk, Iowa. Blues. Yes, they do, Mo. Yes, they do. I worked up there in Weber, Iowa, for a few years doing that fertilizer plant, and I fished a lot behind Keokuk, and I caught several really nice flatheads, big channels, and occasional blue thrown in. Then when I went up above the dam, never ever caught a blue, which that dam keeps them from coming up, through there. But I caught some really nice channel cats above the dam though. Okay, Mo Bartlett, heck yeah. When I was staying up there, Barrett, I was actually staying in West Point, Iowa. We were renting a place there. I spent 3 years up there working on that fertilizer plant there in Weaver, and did scaffold. We did a scaffold for that job, and I fished it on my days off or even after work. I fished the Skunk River, Des Moines River, up there below Keokuk, uh, and I fished several of them lakes right in that area. Really, really good fishing up in that part of the country. Warsaw, Illinois, good spot for big blues. Okay. West Point, no, biggest splatty there at Skunks 35. I caught right there below Keokuk one night. I caught a one right at 50 one night right below the Keokuk Dam. I did an all nighter. Was using some big old live bluegill. Yeah, Skunk River, that had some really, really good fish in there. I used to put my kayak, I'd put my kayak in there a lot, and there's a little bitty drainage. I think it was called the Devil's Creek, maybe. Just it wasn't much, just a little bitty thing creek. I used to catch that crap out of channel cat that thing. Well, y'all will getting off to a rough start this year. Everybody being sick. There's been a lot of folks in the catfish community that are having a rough way to go these last couple months, being sick and everything. Hopefully this crap goes away, man. Boy, y'all, the dinks ain't even having debates today. I've got the two closest rods out in the current. Very good, but the inside rod was, well, outside rod rather, the slack water. Usually, you would think some of them smaller cats would be in there just pecking the death out of that bait, but yeah, it's been a big goose egg so far. Catching them fish. How we doing? Hey, I'm right there with you. Catching them fish. I'm getting skunked too. Yeah, the first river trip of the year has been a bust so far. Early in the year yet, y'all. Got a lot of good fishing yet coming up. Ready for this river to get warm back up and start fishing them big old donkey bait. Be like Big Mike. Go after that hundo. Use dynamite in Arizona, no bite. Never been to Arizona. The KC Fish Page. Thanks for coming in. What say about let's see here. We'll give it about another 20 minutes, guys, and then we're probably gonna shut her down. Just get out of here while I got some daylight to walk out of here yet. Pretty sketchy going across these rocks and stuff, and I didn't bring any of my lights with me, so. Yeah, y'all, I'm ready for spring. I'm ready for those 60 degrees, 60 to 70-degree days, you know? Yeah, I bet within the next month or so, we're going to see a pretty significant raise in this river. Start getting all that ice and stuff from the upper Mississippi and the stuff coming out of Missouri. Start getting snow melt. Yeah, this river make a heck of a jump here probably in the next month or so, I bet. Probably be dark here in another, oh shoot, 30, 40 minutes. And kind of hope maybe we get a little bite here right before this last bit of daylight. So far, the fish have had a massive case of lockjaw this afternoon. Couldn't ask for a prettier day though after all the nasty weather we've had in the last few days. temperature starting to drop pretty good. Actually, last couple times I reeled my lines in, I've had a little bit of ice forming in the rod tip. I use this stuff called Real Magic. You can get it at Walmart or any tackle shop. I like to spray my spools down. That stuff in these cold temperatures kind of really helps the spool from freezing up and stuff. Your line freezing up. Even a stonefly. Been a slow one, stonefly. Been a slow one. Crazy thing, like I said, it's in the 20s here right now, and I think Tuesday it's supposed to get up to 50 here again, but then it's supposed to drop back down into the single digits for a couple days at the end of the week, and then by the weekend be back in the 20s and 30s, I believe. Choo choo train. Yeah, snowfly the northern part of the state, they got quite a bit of snow. I know, like James Docker, he sent me a picture yesterday. Uh, oh my gosh, they had probably 6, 8 inches of snow. It snowed like crazy here yesterday, but the ground temperature was too warm because it rained all night, Friday night into Saturday morning. Around 5 a.m. it started snowing and sleeting, and it snowed like crazy for most part of the day. But it would melt like soon as it hit the ground. I mean, it'd get white for a little bit, but the ground temperature was so warm yet, and it just melted, which made the roads a little bit sketchy last night. I had to make a drive last night, and heard a few spots. The truck kind of got squirrely on me a little bit. Holy crap! Rain here in Coleman, 6 to 12 inches. Dang. Ooh, man. Seems like around here we usually get our heavy snows in the very, 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 very tail end of January and February, and like going into February. Usually, We started to take it down, and he let her go. Hey, Chucky, how we doing? We just had one that started to take it down, and she let her go. Got me all excited. Been a really, really slow afternoon. He's still playing with it a little bit. Come on, take her down. Take her down. Well, Lisa, thanks for coming in. Yeah, like I said, I got a little bit of a walk out of here in a little bit, but I may hang tight for a few seconds, a little bit longer. I just had a hit on this outside rod that went down the main current. I've got a big body section of shad on there. The fish acted like he was going to take it down for a second, but then let her go. So we'll give him a little bit longer to see if decides he wants to come back and get her. But stonefly we do, but they're farther. It'd be more southeast for us, like in the Ozarks and the creeks. Yeah, we get them. They're ugly looking devils, but yeah, you'll catch them in the Current River, the Gasconade, uh, the Big Piney, Little Piney. You'll catch them once in a while, but by accident when you're fishing and stuff. But yeah, y'all don't know what they call a hellbender. It's like a salamander. It's a big salamander. We have them here in the Missouri. You'll catch them in the creeks, but the creek has got to be really super crystal clear and super clean before you start seeing any of them. And they are great, crazy looking critter. And you'll catch them like when you're fishing for bass or something, or catfish with minnows or night crawlers. They'll grab and you'll catch them on a hook once in a while. Snake River, how we doing? Yeah, we're getting ready to shut this live stream down here in just a few. But like I said, I want to give this one rod just a few minutes here yet, because if something popped it and act like it was going to take it down, and I'm going to let go of it. And I've got a pretty good body section of shad on that one. Catch one in the Ohio River. You won't see them here in the Mississippi. You'll catch them, like I said, in the tributary creeks. But it's usually the water's got to be super clear and clean running before you see them. Yeah, the sun's starting to set back behind me, and boy, it'll get dark in a hurry once that sun sets. Well, I got a ton of slack in that line now. I'm going to reel up just a little bit. Then to Val, how we doing? Yes, nigger. I'm gonna add a few more mods, and actually, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna add you and a few other folks that are in here. I've been slowly adding mods because the dadgum bots have been coming in here. It's crazy because never had a problem like all last summer, fall. The last shoot 3 4 live streams I've done, I've had problems with them. So I'm just end up adding a bunch more moderators because we got to keep these things family friendly. Hey, what's going on, Dallas? Appreciate it, Dallas. Thank you. We finally got it hit a little bit ago. Kind of loaded up the rod and let it go. Had a big body section of shad and didn't want to come back and hit it. Keep saying I'm getting ready to shut it down, but I'm like, I don't know, right here, right at dark here. It's gonna be dark here in a little while, and maybe this bite might pick up. I don't know. Well, I tell you what, like I said, when I first got out here, I believe the temperature was like 27. It is definitely gotten colder since then. Come on, kitty, kitty. Warms up like it's supposed to Tuesday. Get some of the ice off some of my bait holes. I may spend Tuesday after work throwing it and restocking my bait supply. I've got several bags of frozen stuff yet, but I want to get a few more just in case it gets really severe cold last part of January and February. David, it's 0. I've had a couple of hits, but nothing major. Hey, Jello, how we doing? Jello, I was actually me and Josh when we fished that tournament ball one the other day. We seen your rock. You wrote Jello was here on that picnic table on the back up there by that second trash can up on that levee, and I actually took a picture of it. And Jello, I want you to know next Saturday, the 22nd, we are going to live stream over Baldwin. It's going to be me, Josh, Weekend Angler, Richard from Fishing and Freedom, his wife, Stephanie from Real Gals Fish, and Danny Stone Outdoors, and possibly Avid might be coming over. And we're going to be doing a live stream next Saturday at 9 a.m. And we're going to be up there about a hot water discharge if you want to come out and fish with us. Went to Clinton Lake yesterday, no fish. Yeah, I was just saying there, I'm going to take a run to Piraten Lake, I think. Here in the next few weeks. Take a different pirates. About 3.5 hours from me. I'm going to make a run to Piraten, I think, the next few weeks and see what if I can't get anything on there. But I know that lake is so dadgum hit and miss. But yeah, we fished Baldwin last Saturday. Well, not this past Saturday before. Uh, on the 8th, me and Josh did for that Chad's Winter Blues. And crap, man, we ended up with like 46, I think. Nothing big though. I think the biggest are like 9 pounds. Everything else is like 4 and under, 4.5 and under. Hey, Eric B, Sunfish, how we doing? Sunfish King, how we doing? Gigability, how we doing? Well, it's been a slow one, guys. I'm like I said, I'm gonna shut. I'm out here. Let's see, 3 hours, and it's been a struggle. I've had a couple of hits, but nothing really going on. I'm getting ready to share down here in a little bit. Got a freaky little walk out of here. I didn't bring none of my lights or nothing, so I want to make sure I give myself time to get out of here. But I had a hit on this outside rod and I recast it, kind of hoping maybe he'd come back. But so far, that ain't the case. Something messing with it right now again, but he's not taking it very hard at all. Must be a Lola guy. I appreciate it, Good Billy. Good Billy. I appreciate it. I'm gonna reel these two outside rods up. Just one soak. I'm getting those two out. All right, folks, I'm going to shut her down. Been a slow afternoon. Let's see. Do they shut probably down ball one on a certain day? Usually this time of Jello, no. Usually they run it pretty much long as it's cold. They'll run that plant nonstop. So, but everybody appreciate y'all coming and watching, and everybody that subscribed stuff, I greatly appreciate it. Just recently hit 800 on the channel, and thank you all so much for coming and watching. And we'll see you guys in the next one. And like I said, this coming up Saturday, we will be over there at Baldwin Flower Plant on 9 a.m. Central Time with Josh, Weekend Angler, Danny Stone Outdoors, Fishing the Freedom, and Real Gals Fishing, possibly Avid. So that ought to be a really good live stream. So catch you guys later. Hey, Jody. I know. I'm sorry, Jody. Like, yeah, we've been out here last 3 hours, Jody, and it's been tough. It's been really, really tough. So we'll catch you guys later.